Let's see, Caleb, Clayton, Clayton Einschutz. Pablo, Val's here, Michaela, okay. Tom, David, Piper, Michael, Trayson, Peak, here, and Rosita. All right. I created a little folder on Blackboard at the top. It's called lecture videos. Every day, pretty much the next day, you're gonna find the YouTube playlist as a link over there. If you created any files, that's gonna appear there as well. And if you have notes, there'll be a PDF. And last time we didn't, but in general there will be. So if you miss something, formula, this and that, it's easier to go get it from notes than watching the video. But video is always available. Maybe you weren't in a class. It's easier for you to watch the video than come to me and say, go over what you went through. All right. Oh, in case you want to use it in general, I also posted a copy of that secret thing we did. We're going to use it in certain applications, but I will use it today, but not for calculation purposes. I like the blank cell. If you use that, the first two sheets, they're locked. They can't be used. Just click on the black plus button. It creates a copy of itself. Then you can do whatever you want. I'm going to call this today and possibly Monday and probably next week too. Since this is a entrepreneurial finance class, we're going to do a lot of evaluating businesses, evaluating future cash flows and that sort of stuff. It may have been a while since you've taken your basic finance class. You may have forgotten about things like net present value, IRR, and other investment criteria. I already have a template for that, but I kind of want to piggyback on that and show you some Excel skills that you can use. All right. Now, let's kind of set up the problem conceptually. Make Clayton late. So, set up for, in general, capital budgeting. More importantly, investment criteria. First, we're going to define cost of project. How much does it cost to start the project? This is the cost you're going to have to pay for before seeing even a single dollar of revenue. Maybe you're going to buy an office, rent an office, furnish it, machinery, what have you. We're going to talk about future cash flows. We will think in terms of years. But if in a certain application we have to do it monthly, quarterly, we can always adjust for that. These are projected uh, cash flows to firm. At this point, you do not need to know where those come from for investment criteria purposes. Later on, we're going to talk about how do you actually make these projections. We're going to have a discount rate. This is the rate at which you would discount future cash flows. Obviously, $1 today is not the same thing as $1 tomorrow. We're going to talk about, let me see, one more thing. Desired payback period. If you're using in addition to NPV or other stuff, maybe just this. Sometimes you don't want to accept projects that do not pay themselves back within a certain amount of time. Sometimes this actually may be an external requirement. You know, the longest loan that you can ever get is 3 years. And who knows whether or not you're going to have funding after 3 years. If the project doesn't pay itself back in 3 years, you'll go bankrupt. So that may be kind of a requirement. So let's kind of set up, let's see. Let me be a little bit creative about this. Basically, I'm going to have a table that has, a good number of rows, but I want to be able to quickly add to it. So let me, not this. Let me create a copy of this too. As I said, I'm a civilized person. I'm not going to recreate something I already had. I'm just going to copy this table. Put it somewhere. Let's have this table live here. You don't have to worry about that warning sign. In fact, it should have warned me about that. Let me see. Actually, let me just copy the table. We can add other stuff later. A table is kind of a selection of cells in Excel, but you can tag the columns. And if you're going to write a formula in one of them, if it's not kind of a dynamic formula, all the other formulas are updated same way. So let me see. Let's put cost of project here. Year number 1. As we add things, we're going to add years. For now, I'm going to put $30,000 into it. Where are you? Since these are dollar numbers. Okay. Let me copy these. One, two. Okay.